Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into one of the most important features in Figma, that is constraint, right? Now, what is exactly constraint is? We're gonna first discuss more about the constraint in detail, but I'm gonna give you a basic overview of what exactly the constraint is. Now, if you have ever wondered, like while resizing your frame, how your elements start floating around in your frame at weird places, right? This is the tool that basically keeps everything in control. Now, constraint is allow you to control your insights element within the parent frame, like the position wise. Okay, so for example, if you want your element to behave some accordingly to the parent frame, you have the constraint that basically help you to make it happen. Now, in some cases, you might need your element to be stay intact its places, but from which side you want to refer your element. For example, you have your element inside the parent frame, and that element you want it to refer to its left and then from the top. So in that scenario, you can set the constraint like left and top. But in some cases, you want your element to be always stays intact towards right side, then you have a right constraint. And if you want it to be stay intact from the bottom side, then you can have a bottom. That will basically allows you to just, uh, like irrespective of your main parent frame, your element's gonna keep as its place, right? Plus, if you want your element to respond responsive in nature, then you have scale and left and bottom, left and right, left plus right, and top and bottom, right? So today we are going to discuss all about that in detail so that you have better understanding of what exactly the constraint is, how should I apply in my design to achieve a better responsive designs. So now, constraint basically tells your design elements where they should stick or how they should resize when the parent frame changes. Got it? That means we are going to understand this with the help of live examples. Okay, so let's say you have created a frame. For example, you have your phone. For example, let's say I'm just taking Android large. So you have this frame. This is your Android frame, and you have some design elements inside it. For example, you have this rectangle your inside your Android frame. So I'll just change this into like a parent frame so that you can always, so because in the whole video I'm going to call this as a parent frame and this as element. Okay, so now if you want your element to be behave based on how you want to, irrespective of your parent size or like parent frame size, so there are too many options you can choose while setting a constraint. You have left plus right, center, and then scale, and same goes for the top and bottom, top plus bottom, center, and scale. Now what exactly are these elements, or like what these are terms and what exactly it means? So for example, in this case, well, to be very honest, if you designing a screen for app or for app, yeah, for full phone version, you would not be designing just for a single device, right? You always design something very responsive so that irrespective of your design, I mean, irrespective of your mobile width, your design just behave accordingly, right? So that there won't be any flaw in design and just keeping the consistency across all the devices, right? Now, there are too many options, right? If you're using auto layout, then you have like fill. But if you are not using auto layout, because in most of the cases, you might be using the absolute positions. And in that scenarios, you might need the help of constraint, which will basically allow you to keep this intact position of element within its parent frame, right? So now here's my parent frame is this, and I have this element. Now this element has a initial constraint values left and top. Okay, so now this element is basically referring from its left-hand side and from the top of the parent frame, right? So basically, if I ever thought of like resizing my parent frame, right, well, this was just going to stay at its place. There's no changes, right? See, now, as they have like, as I said, right, this element is basically referring from top and from left side. So the distance from this distance of this element from left and from top gonna stay same irrespective of your parent frame, right? Now, to understand more easily, I would say think of like think of like I'm gonna write some like x, and this x is basically going to be a center of this element. So basically, so, okay, all right, I'm just going to have a 16 so that. Okay. Now I'm going to make a group of this. So basically this is your group and it says like element. So now this group and this X is basically a center. But if you see the constraint of this is like left and top, I want it to set into a center so that it always stay in the center. Now think that this element have the center is this, and the distance from its center is, let's say, 180, and then we have this top and from. All right. So if you see this have, just like I said, a little bit small things that will basically help us understand more. Okay. So think that this X is basically a center of this element. And now the constraint of this element is set to left and top, which means the center of this element is always going to stay at its place. Think of like a graph, right? And this X is basically lies a position in somewhere in the 2D graph, right? So you have like y-axis and then x-axis, and this point is somewhere lies in between your xy plane. So now this x point is basically going to stay as it is, right? Irrespective of if you scale your uh, xy plane, right? So think that this is your xy plane, and this is x point, which is lying in between somewhere in in your xy plane, right? And you have set this constraint, and you say that this constraint is going to always stay intact from left and from top. This means that if you stretch your parent frame, right, from right hand side, right? So if you have this and this the your element, right? And if you want to pull your parent frame from right hand side, like this is your right hand side, right? If you pull this, there's no change in the center of the center position of this element, right? Because this center position is staying fixed as its place because you say that this element should always stays same from left hand side and from top hand side. Okay, so there's no change. But now, if you're gonna pull the parent frame from left hand side, sorry, my bad, from left hand side, this element gonna move towards left. Why? Because this element is wanted to keep the position same because you have said that you always have to stay your place. You always have to keep the same distance from the left hand side, okay, and from the top. So if you just pull your parent frame from left hand side, this element also going to move because this element wants to keep the space thing intact. It don't want to change. So if I just pull it, you can see that this position or like this distance is not changing, right? And same from here. So if you pull stretch from bottom, there's no change. But if you pull from upside, you're gonna see that this element move up, right? Why? Because this element also wanted to keep the distance intact, like the 400 pixel. So I hope you understood the left and top and side. Now let's come to the, so probably this have the same effect if you just change from right hand side and then if you just change from top to bottom. Now you have this and this, right? But now if you stretch from the right hand side, because this element is referring itself from right hand side, this thing gonna move. But if you pull from left hand side, there's no change. See, this thing have moved, but this isn't, right? Because you say now this element is referring from right hand side and from bottom hand side. So if you pull from top, there's no change, right? But if you pull from bottom, there's shift. Same for the right hand side, because you say you should always keep the distance same from right hand side, so it's going to keep this distance same, right? Now we have talked about left, top, right, bottom. Now let's say left and right and top and bottom. All right, so now I have set the constraint of this element to left and right and to top and bottom. Now, as you see, this element is referring itself from top and bottom and from left and right. So if I see the distance uh, between the elements from its parent frame, we're going to see that the top is 883 and bottom is 678, and the left side have 200, 201, and right hand side have 734. Now, what will happen if I just reduce the parent frame size? Can anyone guess? That's very interesting things going to happen soon. So if I resize my parent frame, as my element's going to keep the distance same, let's I was like a little confused. What should I now? What does have to? Because I say that you have to keep the distance 1201 all the time from left, and 883 all the time from top, and 678 all the time from bottom, and 734 all the time from right hand side. So if I just reduce the size, you can see that it just started resizing itself. And you won't believe, if I check this, this has the same exact values all the time, because this is resizing itself because it wants to keep this distances intact as it is, as it was earlier. So actually that something basically helps you to achieve a responsiveness of your element with your parent frame. Now, what exactly happened with this? Why it just started resizing it? Because it wanted to keep the distance same. So it just thought, I can't change. I mean, as I have to keep the distance same from all four directions, I have to resize myself. Because if I won't resize, it's impossible for me, for the element, to achieve a same distance from all the directions, right? So to do that, I have to resize myself, right? So that I'm only able to achieve uh, the same distance from all the directions. To do that, it just started resizing itself as you reduce the size of the frame. But now, if you just started increasing the parent frame size, it's also start expanding because it wants to keep the same distance. And every time you see, you always want to have the same distance what you have at the starting point. Okay. Now, probably you've understood what is left, right, left plus right, top, bottom, and top plus bottom. Now you have like center and a center. So center is basically going to help you to keep your element always in center. Now, irrespective of the position of your element, center means that this element is going to keep its center always intact in the XY plane's position, which means, so in simple terms, now this element is thinking that as I have set the constraint to center and center, now this element is thinking that the center of this parent frame is also the center of this frame, or like this element. So every time if I do anything, this is going to keep the center of this parent frame and its center as its place, right? And if you see this, like 1581, now the distance doesn't matter to it, right? Because it just want to achieve the center position within its parent frame, right? So to do so, it will just shift itself and try to keep the position as it is, right? So if I just change, you can see that it's just shifting itself as well, right? Because this element thinks that this is the center position of this parent frame, so I'm going to stay at my place. I'm not going to resize. It doesn't matter if I overflow from my parent frame. And that's how you achieve. If you want to keep your element in center, irrespective if your device height or width is increasing, this element always going to stay center. So irrespective of having exact the center of your parent frame, you can just have like your element to be somewhere here. And if you say like center, it's always going to have this position. And then if you just do it, I think it's like, okay, this is the center point. So I'm going to stay at my place. And if the center of this plane shift with the same distance, the element's center is also going to shift, right? Now, to make it more easy for you to understand, I would say I'm just going to resize this so that we have a little smaller area for to understand this thing. Okay, now if I just let me remove these two lines. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this and I'm going to keep this X in center position. Now this X is basically the center of this parent frame, and the distance between them is, let's say, X or like Y. Because then you guys will come confused between the two X. Then what is X actually X is? So I'm gonna say like the center of this element is X, and the center of this element is also, let's say, X1. So we have this, and this have like X. Now the center of this, think of like this is basically the center. Okay. Now think that this is basically the center of your frame, your parent frame, and this is basically the center of your element, right? Now the distance between this X and X1, let's say, is Y, right? So now you have keeping your elements constrained to center. What it's going to do is this element's center and the parent frame center, the distance between them, the shortest distance between them, is always going to be intact, right? That's the thing is happening here, right? So for example, if you, let's say I am just doing this, right? And this is center, right? So now if you imagine that there is a line in between them, let me draw it so that you can have. Okay, so if you see this line, I'm saying the length of this line, which is like 361.7, is the distance between x and x1 is equals to y. Now, this y is always going to stay intact, right? If you change the size of your parent frame, say, now I have moved up my parent frame, I have resized my parent frame. Now, if you see, this element also moved because it wants to keep itself in center, and it thinks that this is the center point of this parent frame. So I'm going to move, right? But the actual center of the parent frame is x. Now, if you again try to measure the distance between them, they're always going to stay same. You can see it's like 361.7. There's no cheat, right? Because that's the center and center works with the element. Now, we have understood left, right, left plus right, center, and then top and bottom, and center. Now we are going to understand what exactly the scale and scale is. Now you see, there's all the constraint or all the references are removed. Now there is no center reference, now there's no left, right, top, bottom reference. It means now wherever you place your element, this element going to stay at its place, and it, this element is going to resize or like scale based on your parent frame scale. If I just resize my parent frame, you can see that this is also scale, right? Now, this is scaling in a proportion, right? So let's say you have resized your window or like a parent frame by 20%. This means your element is also going to increase 20% from left and right side. So basically, the combined uh, expansion of your element has increased by 20% as your parent frame also moved with the 20%, right? And same goes for the top and bottom as well. So if you increase, let's say, if your increase parent frame by 10%, and if you, and that means your elements also want to increase by 10%, right? And it's scaling from all the directions. It's not like it's scaling from top only or like bottom only. It's not like that. It's like, it's just scaling in a proportionate way as your parent frame is also scaled in a proportion. So this is like your length or like your height and width of the parent frame is like 494 and 2002, right? So if I just increase width 10%, if I increase width by 10%, and if I increase height by 10%, for example, say I'll say like 10%, and here I also want to have 10%, right? So so do your element is also increased by 10%, and your height of your element is also going to increase by 10%. So that's the proportionate way of scaling when you do scale and scale, right? Irrespective of your distance from top, bottom, or from any direction. So in some cases, scale is really helpful, but for most of the cases, or like for some cases, left and right works. For some cases, left or right or center works. So based on your requirement, you can actually pick which is correct for your use cases, and that will basically help you to achieve your design seamless, responsive, clean, and wherever you want your element to be. That's it. Hope you learn about the constraint, how it work within your elements of within your frame, and how you can actually make your design more responsive in nature, right? That's it. Thank you. Sayonara. Bye-bye.